Hello guys, how are you all doing? Welcome to my channel. My name is Anderson and you guys are the Andersoners. Now, in today's video, I'm gonna talk about what is burnout. People always say that I am burnt out, but people never explain to you what is burnout. Now, you don't need to be a rocket scientist to know what burnout is, but there's a lot of misconception about burnout. A lot of people think that burnout is more like a body thing, or it's only like a body thing, like you're tired from your body. That's burnout. That that can be a burnout, but also think that can be burnout is because of your mind. So why do you think people, when they do office job, how do they get burnout? Because they are not doing labor, they're not getting punched in the face, they're not lifting heavy weights, they're not doing things that requires a lot of energy. So why they're burning out? Because of their mental pressure. They're doing sitting work, they're sitting and working, but the work they're doing while they're sitting is very stressful. So that's why they're mentally burned out. And another burnout uh, you can face is like physical burnout. It's like, for example, uh, boxers just like me, we experience this burnout a lot. So basically, when you train so heavily during the camp, you are like so burnt out and you don't have like any energy left. Your body just gives up, and that can be a burnout. And yeah, um, no, another burnout is when you use your brain too much, your life can be burned out. Now, how does that make sense? If you have ADHD just like me, if you don't know, ADHD is basically in an easy way a symptoms that makes you like a bit different from an average person. I wouldn't use the term normal because normal is not a thing. Everybody is normal. A autistic person is normal. A disabled person is normal. A murderer is normal. Everybody's a normal person. Is there a person? But we're gonna say an average person. For example, average person's brain work very normally. Uh, if you, for example, if you are very easy example. For example, if you're playing a game uh, and you're focused on that game, that would be an average person's experience while playing that game. But if you have ADHD like me, your experience would be very stressful. When you're playing that game, for example, a game which is not very focusful but kind of relaxing, and that's relaxing games hurt us ADHD people the most. For example, Telltale's games such like The Walking Dead. Walking Dead is mostly like a story game, so a lot of time you kind of get bored because there's not much to do yourself. You're just hearing stories, and the most you're doing is just clicking on which choice you should pick. So, or you are playing Fortnite. Fortnite. People would assume Fortnite is a very like focusing game, but Fortnite is not a very focusing game because 90% of the time, you are in a battlefield in Fortnite. You're just running around and finding weapons, and the 10% of the time you're just shooting. The 90% of the time you're not. You're just relaxing. And 10% time when you find an enemy throughout the map, you're fighting. But your ADHD can come. You can think about other stuff. Oh, I've been doing that. I should have been doing that. I should have been doing this. Should have been doing that. To prevent this, if you're annoyed by this, you can enjoy gaming because of this. I would recommend you to stream while you play games, or to make videos of your gaming videos. Because when you're doing gaming videos, you're not just playing the game, you're also talking. So person who have ADHD, if you're playing a game and you're also talking, there's no possible way you could also think, because you could do only so much. Yes, you have a even if you have severe levels of ADHD, there's no way you can be talking about the game and playing the game at the same time. You still would have different thoughts. So you could try that. If you don't want to do that, then you can do only play games when you're very tired, because when you're very tired your brain kind of works how your brain works when you're drunk. Yeah, your brain works very slowly, very like demure. Anyways, so yeah, that's the point. You're not gonna be thinking much. um yeah, you're probably gonna not able to meditate. And yet, for the people in general who are suffering with ADHD, my advice to them would be, um, I would say, imagine the worst scenario of life. You're gonna make yourself tough, honestly. You're gonna make yourself tough. For example, you should get beat up. So, yeah. For a person who have ADHD, the best thing that ever could happen to you, for example, if you have ADHD now, for example, if you have ADHD and you go out and you start arguing with someone for example, in anywhere outside your house, so you're arguing with someone and you got into a fight, and unfortunately, you got absolutely smacked. You got laid out. You got knocked out. You got humiliated. Now, after going home, there's 100% chance you're gonna think about that moment. Oh man, I just fight a dude today. He just knocked me out. He just humiliated me. Then you'd feel bad about that. But you know what? I would argue with you that's a good thing for you if you're ADHD. Now here how I get controversial. That's a good thing for you in ADHD is that's not a very bad thing. For example, if you get knocked out in a fight, uh, yeah, you probably got some brain damage. You probably like hurt yourself a bit, but you know what? In the next, you probably got a black eye, but you know what? It's not bad at all. Like in few days, you're gonna be fine. Your black eye would be normal. You would be good, and yeah, you'd be fine. And yeah, I think nobody gives a fuck about the pain of getting knocked out. I think we all men can agree that nobody gives a shit about the pain we feel when you get knocked out. Everybody we fear as a man the humility of getting knocked out. Imagine you're fighting in public and everybody see you getting knocked the fuck out. That might be very embarrassing. And imagine if you get into those videos where you see street fights and all the people around the internet is seeing you get knocked out in a street fight compilation. That might be the worst thing, right? But I would argue that can be a good thing for you because you're fine. You just got humiliated, but you also got humbled by life. You probably, from that moment, you started going to the boxing gym more because you thought, man, I'm really weak. I just got laid out by a random dude on the street. I'm probably very weak. So you go to the boxing gym to train, and so that you don't get knocked out again. So that can be helpful, and you might get humbled by life. You know what? You might be the cocky person who started that fight. You probably might be the guy who bumped into that guy, and for example, you bumped into him, but you are telling him to say you sorry. So you are wrong in this argument, but you fight and you get knocked out. And now he's not the bad guy because you started insulting him first. So he just humbled you because you were disrespectful to him. So if that situation is like that, then yeah, you got humbled. Good for you. Good for you. Like, good for you. I'm saying good for you because next time you would think before disrespecting other people and you would be humble. That's a good life lesson. And another thing that's good for you is you would get stronger because you take that humility to go to the boxing gym or MMA gym to be a better fighter. So yeah, that can be it. So I can say that, yeah. So my point was, when you get like this kind of things happens to you, which is not a big deal but very embarrassing, then you kind of think about that for a few days or even weeks, and the the amazing thing about that is you just that's so humiliating to you is that you just think about that on those days. Like, you don't think about anything, and that's, as someone with ADHD, that's fucking relaxing, man. Because as someone with ADHD, we can relate, right? If anybody's watching this with ADHD, like, we think like 1,000 stuff at the same time, and then we get overwhelmed and we start like having panic attacks. So yeah, we think about 1,000 things at a single time. Our brain is so active, and yeah, thinking about 1,000 bad stuff at a single time, I rather think about a one bad stuff that happened to me at the whole time than think about 1,000 different bad stuffs that could happen to me or happen to me or will happen to me. uh, yeah, I would obviously pick the one bad thing. So that how I believe that kind of thing can be better for you. But anyways, if you have ADHD, be busy, do the things you like to do. Uh, yeah, that's it. And yeah, I guess that's watching this video. Stay healthy, stay happy, and bye.